Well, it's time to expose the timeline, guys, or at least my theory and my belief on what's going to happen. I mean, basically, there is a black swan incoming, guys. I don't know. Things are looking quite well, maybe for the short term, but then medium term, guys, I don't know. Craziness. But before we talk about the world economy, guys, and CPI and all these other metrics and whatnot, first things first, I want to throw this in here, okay? So you guys can see what's happening. Code red alert. Bears are going to get crushed. Prepare a casket for Gareth Soloway. I mean, there are bears out there, guys, right? I'm not bashing anyone. My belief is we go higher. That's just me, guys, right? Not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not an insider. I don't have any connections to any insiders except the Riddlers, right? Even then, I have no contact with them, guys. So my understanding is this right here, guys, is that we have, what is this? A new, record of inflows for the ETF of Bitcoin, guys, right? Bitcoin ETF net inflows plus 10.2k Bitcoin, guys. That's insane, right? So these people are all buying, all these institutions are buying your Bitcoin when you're dumping it. That's a crazy part, guys, right? Imagine how many people dumped today because of the CPI reading that came out, guys. A lot. A bunch of people did, right? People were shorting and all sorts of stuff. Remember what we said, prepare for volatility. Not to mention, Bitcoin just needs to go stable for a bit, guys, right? Range, go up and down, guys, and then have that next move, next leg up. Hopefully, I'll explain why in a bit. Now, big breaking. Billionaire bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin. Peter Thiel's founders fund bought $100 million worth of Bitcoin after the FTX crash. Interesting. You guys see how when the sentiment is down, guys, they buy, right? They gobble up the supply. What's happening now? The sentiment is down again, even though we just dumped like a few percentage points. I don't get it, right? Everything's fine, guys. Look at this. Everything went red today, right? The stock market, the crypto market, guys. But cryptos are recovering, as we can see right here, right? Or speak, which is a good thing, guys. We just need things to go sideways for a bit, so the indicators can cool off a tiny amount, and then we go back up. But here we go. This is what happened today, guys. This is why we say that today is very important, because it dictates where the market will head towards next, and we got a clue. So, from Watch Guru, breaking. United States inflation falls to 3.1%, higher than expectations. That's insane, guys, right? Still higher than expectations. We still didn't see the 2 point something, guys, right? And we were still in that 3 range, guys, right? The 3 handle range. I told you guys we need to see 2 for us to pump, but we still didn't. It's crazy that it's still higher than expectations. Of course it is, guys, right? Inflation will never come back down unless a black swan event arrives, right? They're probably never going to reach their targets. They're 2% points, guys, right? Or we're never going to head back to deflation if we don't see a damn black swan event, guys. This is why I believe there will be one, right? To bring it all down. Remember what we said, guys. I said this, I think, once before. Inflation going from 5% to 3% is a lot easier from it going to 3% to 2%. Right? That's why they'll need a black swan to bring it down. Now, so I'll explain something though. Okay, a lot of people are still bearish though. You know how we know everything's manipulated to the highest standard, to the highest order? Because of this. This was back in January 11th, right? The previous reading, guys, for the month of December. United States inflation rises to 3.4%. Okay, now I don't know. It had an uptick from 3.1% to 3.4%. And guess what happened from that point onwards? Look at this, guys. This is insane. So it came out January 12th, right? Or January 13th. But look at the candles. We dumped, right? This is the Dow Jones. We dumped for a few days, guys. And then we start to rise back up again, right? 5%, guys. Look at that. So if we follow the same pattern as before, right? Because it came higher than expected, we're going to dump for a few days here, right? And then from this point onwards, guys, could we go another 5%, right, to that $40,000 mark? Wouldn't that be insane? How did inflation rise, guys, right? And the stock market rose as well. Again, everything's flipped on its head. This is how we know everything's manipulated, guys. So if it happened before and we could rise, why can't it happen now? Exactly, right? Climb the wall of worry. Why? Because I'm pretty sure everything's priced ahead of time. So the market sees rate cuts appearing in the next months, guys, right? So they wanna pump the market before that occurs, and everyone's bullish at that time, but then they rug pull it. I'll explain it in a second. Now, this is insane because it came to what, 3.1%, guys, right? And today's at 13th date as well. Not to mention today's at 33 dates, guys, right? 13 and 33 on the same exact date. Wow, we could have guessed that, right, by using numbers, but I guess we just didn't. That's insane. Okay, here's the positive news. I know everyone's bearish, guys, this and that and this, but listen to this. Why am I still excited? It's because history shows United States stocks falling more than 20% as Fed initiates rate cuts. If you want us to pump, they need to hold rates, guys. Okay? Listen very carefully. Please. Not financial advice of anything, guys. We're just using history as an indicator, guys, right? Obviously, it doesn't need to repeat, but it still gives us clues. Like reading books, right? Now, if we want the market to pump, guys, we need them to hold rates. And guess what they're going to do? Hold rates next month, which is a beautiful sign, right? Because look at this, when they start to cut rates, guys, the market tumbles 20% plus. That's why there's a positive and negative. Yes, in a short, very, very short term, we may see a dump, guys. It's fine, doesn't matter. But we'll probably go back higher. It's official. Higher for longer is back. Okay, so here's the game plan. Why is this good, guys? Why do we need them to stay, to them to hold rates? Well, because of this, right? So it is guaranteed that next month they're going to hold rates, guys. Basically, right? It's very probable, unless a black swan event occurs here soon, but probably not, guys. The reason why it's very fantastic for them to hold rates, guys, and they are going to do that next month, right? It's because of this. Look at this. So every time, this is the SPX, guys, right? The stock market pumping upwards, and then this is when they cut rates or hold them, guys. So when they hold rates, right? Hold them. Look at that. When they hold rates, what happens to the markets? It pumps, right? And then over here, they held rates, guys, right? We still seen a pump right there, and then they're holding rates right now, right? And the market is going up as well, guys. So it's quite clear when they hold rates, the markets pumps, right? The markets pump, guys. But look at this. This is where it gets crazy, because when they start cutting rates, that mark the top. Right over here, they started cutting rates, guys. They created a bearish divergence, and then we seen 2020 occur, that event, right? For them to bring interest rates back down, to refinance that, and all sorts of stuff, guys. So they will bring it back down, right? Due to what though? A black swan event. So they're still holding rates, which gives us an indication that okay, we're still fine, guys, right? There's nothing to worry about, not that I know of. So the game plan here goes as they're going to be holding rates for March 91%. Even May, guys, I don't think about May. I think May they're going to do the first rate cut, right? I think it's May, guys. That's when we'll have to be worried, right? Even here, guys, look at every time they start cutting rates, what happened? Right, that was the 2020 event right here. Back here, mark the top. Look at that. When they cut rates, the market is going down, guys. Why? Because something broke, right? And they're coming to save the market, and then it pumps back up when they inject liquidity, right? Do we see the game plan here, guys? So things are looking quite swell. Now, so here's the next important, very important dates, guys. This is why we stated you have to watch out for these dates, because if you don't, look what happens to the markets. So today's February 13th, which just came out, guys. For the reference month of February, right, this month, it'll come out in March, guys, the inflation numbers, March 12th, okay? And then we'll see what March 20th is the FOMC meeting. So hopefully it comes lower at that time, guys, right? It comes lower at March 12th. We need to see that too. After that, it's April 10th, guys, right? April 10th, and then the Fed meeting is a few weeks later. If it comes lower as well, guys, at around that month, that's 100% going to be a rate cut. So look at this, guys. The market even believes that 62% chance they're going to cut, right? So again, the market is forward looking, guys. So they're probably going to pump these markets until when? May 1st, which gives us months, guys, right? That's so good. So hopefully these markets could pump, and then, oh, wait a moment. I forgot to say the most important thing out of them all. Why? How do we know the markets will probably have a huge dump when they cut rates, right? Well, not as soon as they cut rates, guys. Maybe like a 1 to 2 month delay, right? Just to trick everyone, because they always do that, guys. But how do we know it's going to dump at that point, right? Or afterwards? It's because after they cut rates, guys. Look at this. The consensus of the markets is this right here. Is that if they hold rates, it's bad for the markets. But no, it's not. We just seen the stock market climbing when they hold rates, guys, right? So the markets want to see, people want to see them cut rates, but little do they know is that that's when the top occurs, guys, right? So the consensus is markets pump when they cut rates, but no, it doesn't. Maybe for a little point, but maybe for a little bit, but then it tumbles. Okay, so we already know what's happening here. So the reason why it still came in higher than expected is because of the basic necessities, guys. But remember, I could guarantee this is all manipulated. All these data are, all of it is manipulated, guys, 100%. Not to mention, a $1.5 trillion wall of debt is looming for United States commercial properties, right? Exactly. So they need to bring what? Interest rates down, guys, right? To refinance that and whatnot. Now, how? Well, this is how. From Zero Hedge. Oh well, March bank failure it is, guys. Look at that, right? We know something will be incoming. Oh, and not to mention, guys, listen very carefully, is that during the bank failures, Bitcoin did well, right? Bitcoin actually pumped. Why? Let us go investigate further, guys. This is actually insane. No one else is giving this info, guys. Please like today's video. So this happened back in last year, guys, and it was in March, right? So let's go back in time. March, right here, guys. Look at that. The bank failures, I think, occurred around this time, right? What happened to Bitcoin? It literally pumped 50%, right? That's insane. So if we do see bank failures next month, guys, and if we see another 50% rise, right, from I don't know what Bitcoin's price will be next month, but I think probably higher. But let's just say Bitcoin is actually dumped, right? Let's just say Bitcoin is at what, 45K, and it goes up 50%, guys. Look at that, right at the all-time high, right? At triple top, nobody knows, guys. That's crazy, right? And then the Fed has to cut rates, guys, sooner rather than later, right? And everyone's bullish at the top, but then the markets plummet downwards. That's insane, guys, if this happens, right? Here's another positive indication for risk assets, because the gold chart is dumping, right? I mean, the DXY has been pumping, guys, but we're going to be talking about other stuff, those things later on, guys. So far, in conclusion, guys, the markets are still, I'm not worried about until I see the rate cuts appear, right? Probably going to be tied in with some type of black swan events beforehand. Not financial advice. Let's see what happens in the future. But anyways, that's it for this. See ya.